welcome to my reading wrap-up for the month of March, which I feel like was very successful, but I don't know about the books that I read, but I am quite pleased with the amount of books that I read, which was, let's see, I read 8 books. That's 9. I read 8 books in March, which I am proud of because I don't read that much usually. But let's just get started. So the first book I read was Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix by J.K. Rowling, and I really enjoyed this book. I gave it a 5 stars because it's Harry Potter and I have a bias towards Harry Potter. I did feel like the book was dragging a bit, and I really don't like spew or S-P-E-W, like, come on Hermione, what are you doing? But yeah, I really enjoyed this book, and I don't feel like I should go into any specifics because this is the 5th book, and I will be continuing on with the series whenever I get the last 2 books. And I'm so excited to see where this is going in the book format, that is. So, a great start. Although, as I might have mentioned, I did read only like the last 100 pages or so of this book in March because I started reading it in February and then I finished it in March. But I'm still counting it towards this one because, yay. Okay, so next book I finally read. Finally. I've had City of Bones by excuse me. City of Bones by Cassandra Clare for what feels like forever, and I finally read it. I started marking it in the beginning, but then, I don't know, the story didn't grip me that much, so I kind of sped through it because I know what happens anyways in the end, and I want to get to the second book so I can start watching the TV series, because I hear that it gets better after the first episode, so hopefully that's true. As this didn't exactly live up to my expectations, I bumped it down a star. So I ended up giving it a 4 star, which is still a really good rating mostly because of the humor in the book, which I really enjoyed. So I'll be looking forward to seeing more of Simon because he was the only funny character in the entire book, which I really hope they introduce more funny characters. Like, come on, the only funny one is the mortal one. Really? But yeah. The third book I read was Sisters of Blood and Spirit by Katie Cross. This was a really short book, but it's for the other 2 books I didn't feel like I needed a synopsis because they are really popular books. This one, however, is not popular to my knowledge, but it's about 2 twins. One of them is dead and one of them is alive, and the sister that survived can see her twin sister, and they basically live simultaneously next to each other even though one of them is dead. And then that's basically what happens. And with this book, I really liked it because it was funny. It wasn't trying to be something mysterious like Twilight or anything like that. So it was a really, really nice book because of the humor that it had. So I gave it a 4 stars because it was very nice. The fourth book that I read in the month of March was Crown of Midnight. I finally got around to reading this. More like I listened to it because I didn't really have that much time, so I listened to a bunch of audiobooks. And I'm not really sure that I like where this book is going. I gave the first book a 5 stars, I believe. No. I gave the first book 4 stars, and that's what happened with this one as well. I'm not completely sure that I really like the fantasy aspect of it. I really enjoyed her being an assassin and seeing all the struggles that could come with that. But then I'm not really sure how the series is gonna go after this, and I really hope that it's a good change that they made from the first book. And like this far, I don't see what's wrong with Kale. This far, I don't see what's wrong with Kale because I really like him in this book, and I don't understand Damon. That's it. So the next book is ThousandFour by Catherine McGee, however you say her name or last name. But yeah, I found this really cheap when I was traveling, so I bought it, and now I listen to the audiobook version of it, and I don't know what to think of it. Like, I expected it to be like Gossip Girl because I heard that it was like it, but then I really didn't find the plot intriguing at all. But I still read the entire book because of the characters, so I feel like if you like character-driven books, you'll really like this. But if you don't like drama, then don't read this because it will not be something you like. But I still feel like it was an okay read, so I gave this a 3 out of 5 stars. The next book I listened to on audiobook, and it was A Pleasure and a Calling by Phil Hogan. I really didn't like this book. I read it or listened to it because of Lily Reed's. She did a review on it and it sounded really interesting, and the synopsis of the book made it sound really good. But then I read it and I can't say that I found the story to be intriguing. I just felt like it hopped around a lot and it didn't really expand on the character further than he was the guy that had all the keys. So it just wasn't interesting, and I still gave it a 2 stars, which I'm not sure if I'll stick to that, but I gave it a 2 stars because I still feel like it was at least an interesting idea, but it wasn't executed that good. And the next book was Hollow City by Ransom Riggs. This did not live up to the first book. It just didn't. They went on this huge journey that basically led to nothing, and it annoyed me so much. And I really don't feel like the pictures were needed in this book at all, actually, because I listened to it and they feel like, I do like that the story can be independent from the pictures. And I don't like stories that rely too much on pictures. But I don't feel like they were necessary in this one at all. Like some of them, like the scenery ones, I don't understand at all. Like why were they necessary in this book? Yeah. But this got a 3 out of 5 stars. No. This got a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I will probably pick up the third book, even though I didn't like this one as much as the first one. And the last book that I read was The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey? Whatever. I can't be bothered to learn his name because I didn't like the book. I did not like The Fifth Wave. It had an interesting premise about aliens. Sorry, someone just sent a text. It had an interesting premise it had interesting potential with the aliens attacking Earth, but not really attacking. It was just like sent through waves of different things that they did to still preserve the environment whilst killing all humans. But this book was not necessary in the slightest. I don't understand why it was made because there was no plot to it. None. It was just shit. Like, the only reason this book got a 2 stars was because of Nugget. Nugget. The freaking kid that they go looking for. Nugget. That's the only thing. He was adorable. That's why the book got a star. So that will be it for my wrap up, and I hope you have a good day. Bye.